Well, I'm laid back, I think. I consider myself fairly athletic, intellectual in a way. I am sarcastic. I'm sometimes competitive, sometimes not.
Overexcited sometimes.
I'm very extroverted, gregarious, friendly. I like to laugh. Have a good sense of humor, and I like to meet new people. I'm very open, and I'm very, I would say, welcoming.
I'm funny. I'm very competitive. I'm sarcastic sometimes. I consider myself to be fairly intelligent also.
Ooh, I like to read. I like to do my homework, and I like to learn.
Personality-wise, I talk too much usually, and you ask me what time it is, I'll tell you how to build a watch.
I perceive myself as a very caring and nurturing individual. I enjoy helping others, especially people in need.
I'm intellectual with absolutely no common sense.
Laid back, introverted, kind of quiet, academic, I guess is the best way to describe my personality.
I don't think of myself really as athletic, but I'm not a couch potato either. I do enjoy exercise.
I think I like to try and figure things out. But I also like to turn whatever it is into fun and have fun with it.
I really like to draw. I like movies. And I like collecting movies.
I had a lot of aunts on my mother's side, and I was around them a lot, and I was greatly influenced by them. These were women that were very strong women, very independent women, and also I was influenced a lot by my older sister.
I think a lot of people influenced me. I think my grandfather, whom I barely knew, lived in Cuba. He was a Spaniard, and he also taught me a lot. Influence in my life actually was my mother.
Also laid back. I enjoy life. I think my mother, my father, and my beliefs as a Christian also has a very important impact on my personality. So
My mom is how she goes to school and she really focuses a lot and she studies really hard and stuff and she doesn't stop. My dad, he is really funny and he always gives us a hug and a kiss before we go to bed and stuff, and I want to be like that when I get to be a parent.
My biggest influences growing up, probably my mother. Probably get most of my personality from her. And I chose other people off and on as influences. If I liked the way they handled themselves, liked the way they handled life and other people, I tried to be like them.
If there's a conga line that's going to be started, it's going to happen with my mom, Maureen. And, I guess I got from her, all my childhood that I was the greatest thing since Candy. And, I would have to perform for her and her friends when they came over. I'd have to do like Maniac from Flashdance or Solid Gold Dancer. My grandpa, Lester, he was also very kind and decent. And then my husband, Jason.
My biggest influences when I was growing up, I had a teacher, my first grade teacher, who kind of took me under her wing, I think, because I didn't talk much. She was really sweet-natured, and she kind of sticks out in my mind when I think about my childhood. I think, generally speaking, teachers were a huge influence, and probably my grandmother, my paternal grandmother, who, in spite of the fact that she was a quadriplegic, was able to accomplish a lot in her lifetime, and I think I looked up to her a lot. She had a strong personality. She was really solid in her opinions, and she was also kind of lighthearted, had a good sense of humor.
Well, there's two people for sure who've influenced my personality. The first was my mother. I think she planted When I was a little girl, she planted seeds in me. She was always telling me about the little flower, doing little things for other people, and doing little things for God. And she indoctrinated me into the little flower, St. Therese. And then when I went to Madonna House when I was 23 or 25, 23 I think, here's this woman, Catherine Doherty, and she's talking about doing little things for other people and doing little things for God as a prayer.
But there are several people. I enjoy attention. Who is the building block of my personality. Every time I look into the mirror, there he is. We're very reflective. We're not just Twinkies. We're easily the same person.
I had a great aunt that really influenced me, and my grandmother, and I had another great aunt.
My coach in high school was a very Christian guy, and so he had some influence on me. I guess I could say my older brothers and sisters had also an impact on my personality.
Used to be a lot more aggressive than I am, physically aggressive, I guess. And even though I was laid back, I tended to be a hothead sometimes, and liked to pick fights. But I got over that, and hadn't done that since, I don't know, sometime in the mid-60s.
I didn't used to like salad and carrots, but I do now.
When I'm not happy with how I look, I'm not as I don't want anyone to see me, so I might not be as extroverted or as friendly as I once was. I used to, want everybody to see me and, be on and be in the center. And now, sometimes I like to fade a little bit in the background.
My self-confidence changed drastically because I not only did I get a certain comfort level for talking to people, but also saying what needed to be said, in spite of the fact that sometimes it was difficult. So.
Okay, I've had the simplicity and the living in the moment thing my entire life. That hasn't changed. I guess I did develop a little more of a cynical humor the more creative I got.
I think before I got sick, I was always afraid of being alone, and I always wanted to be with somebody. And then when I got so sick 10 years ago, it's like I got this huge grace, and that totally wasn't a factor anymore.
Having kids has changed my life, and my personality rather, somewhat. I'm a little more understanding and a little less rigid than I used to be.
Oh, by the time I got back for my second trip, I guess it was, in Cuba, I was pretty sure of myself, and I went back home and then came back. I forget the exact years, but between 15 and 18, and I became a very cocky young man and real proud of the fact that I was cosmopolitan. I'd lost all my fear of people.